No one fights like Ebon, has these plights like Ebon. No one reaches for shimmering lights like Ebon. He's impulsive in all his decision making. Bam! One more curse for Ebon. When he was a lad, he read 4 dozen books each night to help raise his IQ. And now that he's grown, he reads 5 dozen books, but still doesn't think these things through. No one loots like Ebon, beats up brutes like Ebon. No one works for magic institutes like Ebon. Just needs to spend more time deliberating. My, what a guy. Ebon. As I said, I really only ever do one stanza. But I did get to have my entire party laughing off of that, which was always fun. That needs a clip. I'm not so sure about that one. We do not need to immortalize this sort of thing. Let's see. Yeah, I do have some of the other songs in here. One of the things about so my character, the bard. So the character was a tiefling, and one of the fun things about tieflings is that they have a tendency to name themselves after, or name their children after something they want the child to embody. And we decided to play around with that because the idea was my character was actually meant to be an orphan, and we wanted to play around with the story a little bit because in this world, tieflings were very much not so much enslaved as they were. What's the word I'm looking for here? Like discriminated against, among other things. They were, lose their property, things like that a lot. They're considered to be just wild people. Very much think like Native Americans in American culture. Just lose a lot of their property. Were thought of as just objects, not really important. So the idea was not that his parents named him; it was that he was effectively nameless until in this culture of this world, tieflings would have naming days. And the idea was you would name yourself based on what you want to grow up into. And I had a story for it. I'm trying to remember the exact reason, but he did name himself Id. And half the reason he named himself Id was because of the concept of growing up to do what he feels is right, take action he needs to, things like that. But the id in psychology does so much more than that. And so the idea was that he would also be kind of full of himself. Now, again, that was more of a joking thing because he doesn't ever really follow through with that. But to play the character straight, a lot of his stories, a lot of his songs would place himself in that part of the song. So the songs would necessarily be about him. So in one of the fights that we did in the one shot, because keep in mind I was in for some of these, one of these not so much, but for some of these, I was actually writing these up between rounds. So I would take my turn and then I would write this up. And remember, it was supposed to be a one shot, so we weren't expecting to be doing this much more. So I was doing these very, very quick, very easy songs. So one of them we were fighting a gibbering horror, and these things are just, they're piles of flesh with eyes and mouths everywhere, and it was attacking us. And I needed a battle song because I was giving someone bardic inspiration. So came up with a... It goes marching step by step, hurrah, hurrah. Gonna stab this horror, yep, hurrah, hurrah. Gonna shank it quick and get away, be my gorgeous self another day. It goes marching now, hurrah. Just stuff like that. It was all meant to be these really goofy, quick little things. But it was a lot of fun. It's especially fun as a person who loves words and loves... I love wordplay, I love puns, but especially with like songs, to do a proper parody. As a person who I grew up on Weird Al Yankovic, and to do a proper parody like Weird Al does, it's not just replacing words. It's replacing rhythm, and that one I didn't do very well, actually, now that I look at it. Some of the stresses were wrong. but it's replacing rhythms. It's replacing, you know, stresses. You have to actually keep the same cadence. So, some of these were very fun, because I would actually go and find the original song, I'd find the original lyrics, and then I'd have to actually go to a thesaurus to mess with it, to figure out what word can I use here that means what I want it to, while still fitting the cadence. Let's see, if you're familiar with the incredibly old song now, the Battle Hymn of the Republic. I don't think I ever got to actually use this one. I'm trying to give me a second. I'm actually trying to remember how the melody to this song goes. Your eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the id. I am burning out the crack house where the tasteless critics hid. I hath loosed the stinging cutting of mine terribly swift wit. I'm truly glorious. These were all just so much fun to come up with. Especially when, again, it meant to be this one stanza of a thing. Huh. Apparently I did a Gaston for id, too. Unfortunately, some of these don't really work if you don't know the actual the map or the history. Because when Twin ran this game, she actually did make an entire map with names of places and everything in history. And one of the things that I did, one of these, which I don't know if I can actually do this one because of the source material. If you guys have ever heard the Modern Major General from Pirates of Penzance, it's one of my absolutely favorite songs of all time, because it's gloriously silly, but it's also incredibly tough to actually do correctly. The entire song is actually making fun of things. The idea is it is a 1800s, I believe, Major General, and at the time, officers in, the Navy, among other places, they usually got their role not because of their battle prowess, but because of their schooling and backgrounds. Yeah, I know, I've talked about this one definitely, because it's one of my favorite songs. But the entire song is based on the concept that this modern Major General is telling the audience how absolutely qualified he is to be a Major General, and throughout the... Excuse you, can you guys turn around, please? Go elsewhere. Yeah, they're elected because of their status, not their merits. So the modern Major General is this general who's telling us about how qualified he is as a general, but everything he happens to say has nothing to do with actually combat. He can calculate a hypotenuse. Great. So I was trying to do a parody of that, but the problem is the song is extremely hard to work with, both because of the rhythm of it, but also because it sings incredibly fast. It's 100% a cappella, if I remember correctly. And it's got this very odd cadence to it, this very odd rhythm. I can't remember if I actually finished this one. Insane. I am the very model of a bardic master minstrel. I have information musical, theatrical, and literal. I know the... see, here's the problem. If you don't know the map, this set of lines doesn't make much sense, but I know the lore of Yazoo and recite the lore historical, from Tamiya to Yonapan and others allegorical. I'm very well acquainted, too, with actions acrobatical. I somersault and cartwheel, both flashy and cinematical. I understand japes and jokes with matters all satirical, and now to resolve this rhyme will take a bloody miracle. And yes, I was really proud of myself for that last line. I think that's all the ones I actually did. No. Apparently I actually also did... Okay, yeah, I actually did write out some of the Gaston parody. Did I actually work on it, though? As I said, it's not enough pepper. God damn it. Let me actually not pay attention to what I'm doing, please. So it really bothers me because if I try to actually sing one of these out loud and I realize that the rhythm is wrong, then I have to actually stretch something out to get the stresses to work correctly, and it always feels so wrong. Damn you, cow. I think this is the last one I actually wrote, too, because I don't have anything else in my notes. Yeah, it looks like I actually did work on this one. Okay. No one slays like I do. No one slays like I do. No one perfectly quotes all the plays like I do. For there's no one in town quite as handsome. I regret to inform, but it's true. You can ask any Tom, Kim, or Harley, or any of the crowd I've been known to woo. When I was a lad, I spread 4 dozen legs, and thus built my celebrity. And now every night, I lay 5 dozen babes, and they are the muse for this melody. Nope, I didn't work on it. Okay, that was wrong. But that's how I played id for a while. It was really fun to have him be that full of himself. Because I never play characters like that. What are you doing? How much attention do you need, little girl? I don't remember if I actually got to do any more than that. I have notes in here. I have notes in here of other things. So I wanted to do I actually did want to rickroll my party at one point, so I actually have Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley in here as just like a note, do this one. The DK rap from DK64, I wanted to try to figure something else out for that. Boca Cabana. And the last one I have is, Do You Hear the People Sing from Les Miserables. I really wanted to actually make something for that. The Song of Angry Men. I thought it would be really fun, especially with how our stories could go. But unfortunately, these games not continue. I still have the notes somewhere for what its actual backstory is. And at some point, I need to actually go and finish writing it, so I actually have that. Because even if I don't get to play him anymore, I'd like to be able to actually have his story as an actual story. But it's definitely, if you do it right, like that's the problem that I think some of these that you have with a character like that, a character who is actually completely full of themselves. It's really hard to play those characters to number one, make them not one-dimensional, but the other problem is making them not annoying. And that was one of the problems that I was having with id, was trying to nail that, to make him fun, but not be obnoxious. In League of Legends, there's actually a character who I love a lot, and I think he may have been an unconscious inspiration for id, at least just a little bit. Trying to look up his name right now, because I don't know. Yeah, Rakan, because I don't know if I own him. But he's like basically like there's a race of lovebirds, and Rakan is very much like full of himself sort of thing. So he'll talk about how pretty he is and things like that. But one of the things I also love about him is that he is part of a pair. So there's actually 2 of them. It's Rakan and not Zyra. Crap, what's her name? Hold on, I'm looking her up. Zaya, that's it. So in the game's lore, these 2 are actually, I don't know if they're necessarily married, but they're definitely at least boyfriend girlfriend. They are, lovers for life sort of thing. They're a little bit troublemaker. They're a little bit like wanderer, circus person, and they're also okay. They are also a little bit spy and background characters. And what's really fun is if you play them both, so one's a support and one's an AD carry. If you play both of them at the same time, they have some really fun interactions with each other. because they constantly talk to each other, which is fun. And they're constantly like, they don't make fun of each other, they support each other. So they'll talk about, you know, the last time they did this, or are you okay, hun, sort of thing. So you're helping each other, and you have, like, relationship goals going on here while you battle to the death against another team. Like, as cutesy as they are, and as fun as some of the lines are, like, they are a really wholesome couple, which is really fun. Unfortunately, as much as I like Rakan, I've actually not purchased him in the game. I usually play, I have purchased Xayah. I need to actually get him, because I want to get more of his lines. But he's definitely an id-like character. I think the only character I can think of that was like id in a game I actually played was, the Consort Assassin from Dragon Age Origins. Let's see. See if I can remember his name. Zevran? Was that Zevran? Is that who I'm thinking of? Might be. But he was just an incredibly fun character. Actually, I'm looking it up right now yeah. Zevran was very fun. Very full of himself. Lots of innuendo. Actually ended up being a pretty cool character at the end of the day. I enjoy characters like that. Characters who are quick of wit. Characters who can pun and who can do wordplay. Double entendre, all that stuff. Like, I think there's definitely such a thing as being a little bit too on the nose, some of the sex stuff. But, hey, we got an angel seed. Nice. So I've only played one of each of those, Zach, but I can wholeheartedly recommend Tales of Symphonia. I don't know. I've been told negative things about the ports, so keep that in mind. The PC port and the PS3 port are apparently just okay at best, but the actual games were really good. The story was fantastic. The combat was fun, so I can definitely recommend the Tales. Atelier, I only played one of them, and I was not a fan, personally. I just thought that other games had done that concept better. I played Atelier Verona, I think. I think that's the name of it. I've heard the Goblin Genocide story before. Makes sense. Please die. Thank you. Please die. I don't want to take more damage from you. God, we are so close to being done. I want to be done. I want so hard, so much to be done. Reset Tier was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Oh, hey, nice. So one thing I would look at, Zach, that I would highly, highly recommend, especially if you want an RPG with more than just battling, try Ni no Kuni 2. It's not everyone's cup of tea. You know, some people did not like Ni no Kuni 2, which unfortunately makes me very, very sad. But Ni no Kuni 2 was an absolutely fantastic game that I enjoyed to literally no end. And it does have a little bit of that Dark Cloud, it has a little bit of the Dark Cloud town creation. It's got a little bit of the, you know, it's got a lot of, like, character recruitment stuff. It's got interesting combat. It's very different from Ni no Kuni 1. Very, very different game. It takes place in the same world, and you'll recognize some of the things there, but none of the same characters, none of the same storyline. It does its own entire thing. So more of a spiritual successor than a sequel. Actually, I have to go back to Ni no Kuni so I can actually play it again. They recently, not recently, this was last year, but they released a bunch of DLC for it. They released harder difficulties, which is one of the major complaints I had. Lots of cool post-game storyline. There's an entire new storyline to it. So there's just a lot of interesting content that they came out with. So I really want to play through it again, but it's not really high on my priority list at the moment. As fun as it was, the gameplay, especially the town building, would be repetitive just because of how it works. I mean, that might be a reason to get a PS4, especially because the prices are dropping. You know, you had mentioned Kingdom Hearts and, you know, that being a good reason for a PS4 for you. Ni no Kuni 2, also on the PS4. I don't know if the PC version's any good. I played it on PS4. I actually had a hunt to get myself a collector's edition of that game. I still have that collector's edition sitting on my shelf. And that was a good collector's edition too. I've gotten a lot of collector's editions over the years. Some of them significantly more worthwhile than others. The Ni no Kuni collector's edition was fantastic. Came with a lot of really cool stuff. I like a plush of one of the main characters, a papercraft diorama. It has a music box of I can't remember if it actually plays music, but it's got like a spinning music box style thing of one of the bosses' art book. I think it came with a mini soundtrack. I mean, the rumors are saying that PS5 has PS4 backwards compatibility. I don't know about past that. We'll see more, though. I've heard that as rumor, but I haven't really followed up on any of this. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to decide. We're reaching the end of the dungeon. The end of the dungeon is probably around floor 24 or so. So what I'm trying to figure out is, do I go in with Pepper and lose money towards the debt? Or do I go back and get Gray? Because also we have the really hard final boss deal as well. Or do I go back and get Gray and then redo 3 floors? I'm not quite sure which one I want to do. We do have at least, I think, 2 navigators available to us. So those floors would be... We have 2 navigators. So those floors would be relatively quick. I paid off the debt. We did pay off the original debt, but this never came up in the playthrough because I never let it actually happen. So in the game, if you happen to get a game over anywhere but the last floor, so this applies on any floor of a dungeon except for the very last one. So it doesn't work against the boss; it works on any other floor. Or if you if you get a game over the last floor, this doesn't work on the ship at all either. It only works in these dungeons. The society rescues you, and you show back. So if everybody dies, society rescue you. You show back up in Pan Am Town, but they add a rescue fee to your debt. So at the end of the beginning of this episode, but at the kind of the end of the events of last session, when we started flying back to Pan Am Town. Basically, we flew back, but the plane, they had to make an emergency water landing because the plane was damaged and out of fuel. The society rescued us, but now we have a stupidly large debt that we have to pay back now. So we do have a debt again. Yeah, I heard a lot of people had a hard time getting to Death Stranding. I have heard people say it's a masterpiece, and I have heard people say that it's just something they'll never be able to get into. And I don't think we're getting to level 80. I've killed literally everything we have seen. And And we're getting close, and we're still not even close to level 80. You found a science fiction novel. I want a science fiction novel. Hey, Jack. I mean, I don't mind using Pepper. Because of all of the, whatever is the green moss that we have, Pepper can just continuously use her Pepper shot at the enemy. So I definitely don't mind using her. So, Bagalb, I'm assuming that on your playthrough that has, like, the 75 hours, I'm assuming you just continuously left and came back at lower levels to get more loot, more level ups. Because I can't see how you hit that number otherwise. No? How on earth did you get to 75 hours, then? Because we're going to be beating even post-game in this in less than 15. Oh, there's the exit. Because if I remember correctly, this is it. Once you're done with this dungeon, that's it. Oh, you can revisit Ruin. Oh, okay. I didn't remember that. I can't remember. Is there actually a good reason to actually revisit like that, though? Ugh, crap. I mean, we're not going to be grinding other ruins. Just farm, farm, farm. I mean, I thought that that beating this ruin paid back your debt. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, okay, to pay off your debt. I'm trying to remember in my previous playthrough that I did all those years ago, did I actually pay off the debt or did I quit? I'm now thinking I probably quit. Doesn't even come close? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I probably quit before I got to that. So, I mean, we're not gonna... I guess we're not gonna be paying off the debt. Because I thought this was it, but if we have still to grind, we're not doing that. We're gonna be... We're moving on to Paper Mario. I love this game, but I've effectively done all of its content. I'm kind of sad that we are... I mean, unless it shows up in the next 2 floors, we're not going to get to see Mag's last hand. Which is a shame. Because there is stealing hands, and it would be fun to be able to play with those. But it doesn't look like we're going to get them. I mean, that makes sense. And you basically don't need to... I mean, I'm assuming that the dungeons are at least on level, so the dungeons continue to level up. Ugh. Can you not lick in my mouth, please? You always stealth do it, too. Okay, we don't need the shell gun, because we already have one of those. Unfortunately, we never saw the heavy gun again that we got, that we got last time. Yeah, we're not dealing with this. Mag has FP. We're just going to kill everything. Yeah, if it scales to your level, and if the loot quality also scales with level the way it normally does, then I guess that could be pretty interesting up to a certain point. But apart from that, I'm not so sure. Like I said, though, that's not something that I think we're going to be doing. I mean, as I said, I love Evolution. I have a lot of fun with it. There's a reason I've played it more than once in this channel. But there's only so much of this dungeon crawl that I can actually take. I mean, we were talking mental health issues during this dungeon crawling session. I mean, look, I don't blame you. It's always fun to take a support character and make them the powerhouse. Did I know what I was streaming? Yes. Next, yes. So the plan is that we are going to be streaming Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door, starting Thursday. So I don't know about 100% on that one, just because of how long that's going to take. But we are going to play a significant amount of that game. Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, I absolutely enjoy just talking about random things. You know, it's something that I have no problem just no problem doing. So, I mean, one thing that we can do is we can start looking at coming up with topics. One thing that I see, one of my personal favorite streamers, I never get to catch him live, unfortunately, but he is definitely one of my favorite streamers, is Badger. And I've tried to model our Discord a little bit like his. But one of the things that he does is he has one of his moderators post a topic of the day, and people can then comment on that topic. And then, so that kind of helps keep Discord lively, but then also he'll sometimes talk on some of those topics. You know, due to some very smart ideas. He's a very intelligent dude, and he is not afraid to speak his mind. He's also, for those of you who, have not checked him out, highly recommend it. He is one of the most awesome dudes I have ever seen. Super wholesome guy, very fun, so highly recommend him. But that could also be something, as we can start, you know, I can put a Discord in, and we can start, just, you guys post a topic, and we can start reading through them. That was something I was trying to do, kind of the Animal Crossing episodes, but folks on YouTube were not quite interested in doing that. That's also one of the reasons why there's some games I don't necessarily want to touch, because the content of the game would not necessarily lend itself to super interesting conversations about the game itself. So unless we have something fun to talk about... Oh, hello. I saw you, little bastard. Wow, the exit's literally right below me. Hey! Hey, mag launcher. Be ever so slightly more powerful. That means I get to buff her a fair bit, actually. It's not stealing parts, but that was a pretty good drop. I still want stealing parts. Can I get those? I can tell the game doesn't want me to stop either, because I'm looking over on the east side of the map, and that's a teleporter. It wants me to leave and come back. Hits booster plus 70. In case I need to be more accurate. I'm hoping for that luck plus 80. It's not going to happen, but... Adult... Really? No, where is it? A book about ancient cultures. Oh, okay, that type of book. Well, what I was doing, Zach, is I was playing an hour of Animal Crossing a day and just uploading it straight to YouTube and just monologuing about whatever topic came to mind. Oh, hey, it's another enemy type. Hold on, we gotta go say hi to that. We haven't seen that enemy type before. There's 2 of them. So it wasn't as much streaming it for hours on end as just each day I would spend a little bit of time, so that way people could see how the island developed, and then we would be talking about something. And I don't have any problem about talking about, you know, emotional or controversial topics. You know, number one, as long as people are respectful of each other, that's really important. But also, I don't want people to get turned off by the fact that those topics exist. A lot of streamers, content creators, and such like that I know of, that I follow, have been posting a lot of content about the riots, you know, about the protests, Black Lives Matters, George Floyd, all that stuff like that. And the problem is that I am, one, not educated enough to actually talk to it. Number two, these topics should, the topics of conversations, I feel, should be led by people of color, not me, which is the other reason that I'm not saying more than literally these sentences I'm saying now. Now I'm done with it, because those are the folks that need to be leading this conversation and need to be listened to. But I know people hear those topics, and, you know, some of them will go, oh, your opinion on this is different from mine, I don't want to follow you anymore. But also, some people go, I came to watch this to escape from the going-ons of reality, not to have it keep following me into places. And I don't want to deprive those people of their chance to have that escape. Also, that was a bear. So it's kind of one of the other reasons why I'm not necessarily doing that myself. I mean, to talk about it in an abstract way, again, I'm not necessarily going to talk on the topic itself. There are more intelligent and educated people than me that you can go follow on this one. Let's see, what was I doing? Let's go ahead and use Applegrass. But, you know, people are talking about the same topics over and over because some people do understand. You know, they do get it. I was having a group that is friends of mine on Final Fantasy XIV. They have their own free company. I'm not part of it. Free companies are like guilds, for those of you who don't know. I'm not a part of their guild, but one of my friends from my local magic shop is in that guild, and he invited me to come join them on some events. And his character name is Zelda. His Discord name is Link. You guys have seen him come up in a couple times. Link the Killer. Highly recommend you go watch his stream, too. He's been doing Final Fantasy VII recently. But he is generally an awesome dude. But one of the one of the people wasn't sure what was up with him because his, you know, he sounds male vocally, but his character name is female. So one of the things they asked was, what pronouns do you want us to use? And that had him asking, do I need to go change my name? Because people ask me that a lot. And I came in and because generally their group has been generally awesome in general. But one of them, you know, said, look, you know, we just want to make sure you're comfortable, so we just want to double check with you. And I came in and said, you know what, you guys are awesome. And they said, I don't know why you would say that. This is normal things. Everybody should be like this. And I said, yes, everybody should be like this. But most people aren't, and not most people, not everybody is. So it should always be called out when some people are awesome, because it will encourage more people to be that awesome. So one of the things is that, yes, some people understand this stuff immediately and innately. You know, they have no problem with the concept that that we need to focus right now on making sure that you know, the black folks in the United States and around the world are being treated with the respect and dignity that they deserve, that they are being accorded the same, same rights and privileges as everybody else. Some people understand this immediately. They were raised that way, or they are good enough in and of themselves to understand that this is how life should be. Some people do not. They don't understand this. They argue the point. This is not how they were raised, or they really do feel that someone of a darker skin tone is a second-class citizen for whatever reason. But some people do feel that way. So the problem is that some of this stuff you have to cover over and over again, because not everybody actually gets it, which saddens me to no end. But some people do not get that. And then, like Begalb said, we're talking about a lot of different places and a lot of different shows. Sometimes we have to, people who are talking about this sort of things. So on the topics that I will talk about and I will discuss with you guys, or, not necessarily discuss, but that we'll talk about, sometimes it will be something you've heard 7 times earlier. But for some of these things, yes, you may know, but other people watching may not know. They might not understand it. This is the first time they've ever heard it. And that's, we gotta recover it. You have to do the basics before you do the upgrade stuff. Holy crap, we're still going. I thought floor 24 was the end. Nope, we are still going. There are no traps in this floor. Interesting. But yeah, so, just, bear with it when the topic has to recover something you already know, because chances are, if you already know it, they aren't saying it because of you. 26 is the end? Okay. Yeah, I'm not as easy to talk to in real life, unfortunately, and I'm too much of a loudmouth and I talk too much. So, can't speak to how it would actually be in reality. But yeah, as I said, I'm not going to go too deep into that. I would go look into, streams that are run by people of color. I'd actually be kind of curious. One of the streams that I follow, who I'd be interested in looking at, would be Trihex, who's a speedrunner, and you guys have probably seen his. If you've been on Twitch a lot, you have probably seen the global emote Tryhard. That's Trihex. Really good. I know he does Yoshi's Island. I haven't followed him in a long time, though, so I don't know what else he does, but generally awesome dude. And, I'm curious if he's talked about this. I'm pretty damn sure he has, based off of how eloquent and intelligent I have heard him speak in the past. But, like, those are the people you guys should be listening to, because they're the people who, the streamers who are people of color who, if they're streaming, they probably have either a good personality, they're intelligent and can speak well, or alternatively, did I not just... Oh, it was all FP. Whoops. They can talk well, they're intelligent, they have engaging personality, whatever the case may be. Those are the people you should be listening to, because those folks are the folks that are actually living with this on a daily basis. And so, if they've hit it big on Twitch, they can not only speak to this in a profoundly personal manner, they actually have the experience, like I said. They're the ones who have actually dealt with this in real life. But probably more importantly than that, they'll be able to... not more important than that. That's the wrong thing to say. Not more important than that, but just as important, they can say it in a way that everyone will be able to understand. They can either put the words in a way that is more understandable, or they can be more friendly with it. It's one of those things that those folks can give you the information. And again, more importantly, they are the ones who are living with this on a day-to-day basis. They're the ones who we need to fix this for, so they're the ones you should be listening to. So, Jack, that's a fantastic thing for them, and I'm very glad that they feel comfortable doing it that way. I have a bunch of people who I follow, like a very large portion of my personal circle is LGBT in some way, including myself. So very, very large group of people that I know who have to deal with this, who have had to deal with discrimination, very large group of transgendered friends who have had to deal with that. So I'm very glad that your friend is comfortable with that. I know a lot of folks that, I follow along with, that I, talk to on a regular basis. It's not necessarily insulting if you get it is insulting. Let me rephrase that. It is insulting if you get the pronoun wrong, but it's not like I called you an asshole. It's I completely fail to understand who you are as a person. And for that, it's a complete blow to them. You are to get that wrong, because you're kind of saying that their gender expression is not valid. So I'm very glad that you have someone who is comfortable either way, but unfortunately, it's not the case for most people. And Bigalb, I'm right there with you. Like, as much of an extrovert as I tend to be online, I don't really have a problem talking and engaging with people. I am very much an introvert in general. So holy crap! I forgot that no, this is the end. This is the end. This is it. I forgot. This is it. I was like, oh my god, we have another change to the zone, but no, this is the end. This is us ascending to the boss. This is also one of the reasons why this is one of my favorite dungeons, is because of just this set of areas. But yeah, I'm very much an introvert. So... Okay, I need to... How am I going to do this? Do I just want a Cosmo Fruit? Now we'll do a Manalen Royale. We'll do that. It's very beautiful. And this was... Remember, this was basically as good as it got in terms of graphics at the time. 71. Okay, I did save. Cool. Now time for our boss. Our boss is very weird. This is our boss. This weird thing. Also, just to point this out, because it's worth noting, level 82. We are 10 levels lower than this thing right now. Okay, I need you to move forwards. What do I want you to do? Yeah, you're just gonna... Our strategy's gonna be a little bit different. But yeah, so I'm very much an introvert. So the problem is, one of the reasons why, like, I'll say to you guys, I want to stream again on this day. And sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Sometimes it's real life. But also, in some cases, the reason I'm not able to stream on such a day is I just don't have the batteries to do so. I'll deplete my batteries doing something else in person or something else extroverted, so my batteries will go away. So that definitely causes some problems sometimes. Please tell me it's hitting mag. Nope, everybody. Is that Linear dead and Pepper dead? I think it is. Nope, Linear goes down. Linear not dead, but low. We have to do intensive care, because I need them to survive the next attack. But yeah, I mean, online is a great place to be a little bit more anonymous. And, I'm one of those people that will approve of anonymity with the understanding that you don't use the anonymity to be an asshole. And the problem is that I've seen plenty of people who are like, I'm anonymous online. I can be an asshole with no consequences, which sucks. But if it allows you to, break out of your shell, if it allows you to maybe be a different person, it allows you to be the person you wish you could be, for example. A lot of my friends who are transgendered, they come out first online and they act, as their actual gender online first to kind of feel how it is, feel how it is to be accepted before they go to the more in-person stuff. Hey, look, it's dead. But yeah, they'll do it that way. So online is great for anonymity, as long as you don't, use it for nefarious purposes, I guess. And Zach, definitely, talking about the depression is going to help. Don't let it bottle up, but definitely the professionals are going to be important. That soon? I mean, it makes a certain amount of sense. We hit it for a lot of damage really fast. And something to remember is that usually I beat, other than Eugene, I beat most bosses in 4 turns or less. For actual cycles, so 4 of Mag's turns. And remember that Pepper did, like, double Mag's damage, triple Mag's damage by herself. So that sped up multiple turns. I wonder what this jewel is. It's full of holes. In any case, I should bring it to the society. I'm exhausted. I've never gone in so far before. At least I finished my assignment. It's hard to tell because I can't see out, but I bet I climbed up so high. Okay, now let's get back to the society. Congratulations, you have cleared all of the ruins in this area. To clear all of the ruins under the society's stewardship can only be called incredible. I wouldn't say incredible. I'd say amazing, stupendous. At any rate, you did an excellent job. In addition, you now have unrestricted access to any ruins you may wish to visit. From now on, if you can bring any items or other objects from the ruins, the society will be very grateful. But please let the society know before you enter any ruins. Now you can go on adventures to your heart's desire. Good work, Mag. Nothing much, Link. We literally just went grinding through a dungeon. Literally one dungeon for this entire stream. Haha, arigato. By the way, I calculated your prize money for this adventure, and it comes to about 50,000. Now, Pepper takes 7,500 of that, so she takes, what is that, 15%? All Mag's share. I use Mag's share to repay what you owe, still leaves you in debt. Since it wouldn't be fair to Mag to use all of his share to repay the Launch family's debt, I'll take 34,000. Leaves you with a remainder of 8,500 for Mag. You did such good work today, now you can call it a day, go home, get some rest. Okay, so yeah, Miguel reminded me, so now we get to kind of just go out and do whatever we want. Good morning, Mag. I'd like a word with you. Is this a convenient time for you? Yeah, sure. Well, the drama. What's the big deal? Mag, the society is allowing you unrestricted access to the ruins they control. That means you have earned the society's respect and trust as an adventurer. Earning the trust of the society is an important milestone in your career as an adventurer. Yeah, you're right. Nonetheless, this is not something you could have accomplished on your own, Mag. Never forget that your companions have always been there for you. Always keep your pride as an adventurer. You have unlimited potential to become the best adventurer there is. Of that, I am sure. Forgive me if I sound corny. No, I'm glad you said it. Thank you, Gray. Good. Then let us waste no time. Go to Linear's room and take her with you on a new adventure. I'm sure that Linear is eager to accompany you. Of course, I wish I could go with you too. Ha ha ha. Okay, come with me, Linear. So I think, so Gal, correct me if I'm wrong, do I get to decide my full party now? Now I don't have to take Linear with her every time? Also, yes, Linear does talk now. Could I go with any other two at this point? So we did put in a bunch towards our debt. You'll notice that our debt is extremely high, so we still have very high debt. Okay, so I could take anybody I wanted with me. We're not going to be doing any more, but I'm going to go ahead and go sell the items that we have just to see how much money we did come up with. But yeah, so you know, that's Evolution. So Evolution, you know, closing thoughts on it. Evolution's a really fun RPG. The downside is that it's a little bit repetitive because of the randomized dungeon, and it is an old game. This was the first Dreamcast game. It definitely feels it in some cases. It did have a lot of cool stuff in there. I really like the concept of how to unlock abilities. I really wish that a lot more games kind of did that concept. Hey, Miguel, appreciate the follow, man. I don't know why that's so small today, but I appreciate that. Let's see, what's this? Cooling sheet. Okay, I think all of this other stuff is just money. Go ahead and process the cooling sheet, though. Let's see what that is. Yeah, it's absolutely a great game. I highly recommend playing it. It's a lot of fun, just to kind of see what you can do, and it's a good way to kind of spend time. Okay, what's that cooling sheet? Shiver cooling, hot foreheads, and protects against going berserk. So all of that just gave me, now I have 30,000 that I could apply towards my debt. So yeah, we could go through, do other dungeons. I think it's a great game. I think it definitely has some trouble in some places, but I think it's a fantastic title. Now, the cool news is that, there is a Evolution 2, which I do have. It is not that far away from me. So, okay, hold on. So there is an Evolution 2. It does continue, not necessarily where Evolution 1 ends, but a little bit afterwards. Same characters, and kind of continues the story. And one of the nice things about it is that the dungeons in Evolution 2, except for one, the ending is sort of bittersweet. I think they intend there to be a third, and there never was. But Evolution 2 does not do random dungeons. The main dungeons in the game are all specific. They're all, a set layout. And then there's an optional dungeon where you get a bunch of really cool gear and stuff that is randomized. And the optional dungeon opens up a little bit at a time. And I think the hardest boss in the game is also in the optional dungeon. So we will be doing Evolution 2 eventually. It's not going to be now. As I said, we're going to be going into Paper Mario starting possibly tomorrow, definitely Thursday, if not tomorrow. But we will be doing Evolution 2 later on, so if you enjoyed this, there is going to be more of it. There's more stuff to do in there, more fun stuff to do. It's going to be actually quicker because the dungeons are not random, so it's actually going to be a faster gameplay. That being said, in total, we did do... Let's see how long we did. So we got to level 71, 16 hours. That's not bad. I think in my other playthrough, let's see if we can Let me see something. 1 second. Just gonna reset real quick. I just want to load that other save file and kind of see what's in it. Good night, Big Al. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you whenever next time is. Okay, let's load up. This is, by the way, all of the preload stuff. All of this every time. I mean, I can go... We can go talk to him if you want to, but I want to go check this out real quick. So this is a 30-hour playthrough. I think I may have gone grinding when I did this. So, for example, we got the power arms, which is a body part I never saw. Which I want to say power arms is a... So you see, I have attack 999 on this file. Let's see. We have hand parts, attack booster plus 90, recovery hand, agility booster, attack booster plus 96. Here's the steel parts that we never got. You get to steal from enemies. I'll show you what those items look like. What that ability actually means. So we got the steel parts. Anything else that I got? Just flame hand, ice hand, lightning hand. There's the 3 different hand types. Anything we didn't see otherwise? So look at all these boosters that I have. Lots and lots and lots of stuff. Scarlet Frying Pan, Mystic Ribbon, Dr. Fiber, Courtesan Sandals, which we never saw, and Prehistoric Brooch. So we got a lot of cool stuff in there. Let's see what our debt looks like. So you see, I did get debt down to 0 in this file. So that explains why I have so much time in this file and why the stats are so high. And skill-wise, for steel parts, you have Gimme an Item, which steals an item from an enemy. Gimme Health steals an HP from the enemy and then restores friends. Gimme Power steals FP and restores friends. And then 2 birds with 1 stone both kills an enemy if it succeeds and gets an item off of them. So, very fun thing, steel parts. Let's see, what did Gray have? So Gray's the heavy gun. There's the champion belt, the foot massage shoes, the anger bandana. So there's a bunch of items we never saw on Gray. Super high attack for him. You can see how long ago it was. Like, apparently I actually did do post-game in Evolution once upon a time. Let's just go see. I'm just curious if there was any other parts for Chain and Pepper that I never picked up. So you repaid all of your debt and finished all the society's assignments? Well, I'm impressed. But just watch, because someday I'm going to be big. We're talking superstar big. And that day is not too far off. Still kind of full of himself, Zach. Okay, let's see. So let's see. Chain. Looks like I didn't upgrade Chain much. Blade, Saucer, Counter Battle. So Chain really didn't get anything new. And I think I probably did what Bagal was talking about. We're just going through the ruins and just sprinting through, grabbing items. Because the items add up really quick. And then pull Pepper in. Pepper didn't get really anything new. So she got screw parts. And screw parts allow you to suck enemies in. And, like, steal attack, defense, agility, suck all enemies to the front rank, and then suck an enemy and steal HP for yourself. So screw parts was the one we didn't get to see for Pepper. We got it last time, and then, unfortunately, we had that freeze that stopped us from actually using it. So, yeah. That's Evolution. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know, like, I don't think Evolution is too terribly expensive of a game. It's definitely, I don't think, not the most, definitely not the most expensive game I own. Evolution 1, let's see. Evolution 2 is like 35. Evolution's 1 is like 35 is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people even sell it for as cheap as $3. So unfortunately, it did not have the cult classic feel that I think some of the other games did, like Skies. But I know for a fact that you can emulate it. Dreamcast is not too hard to emulate. So awesome stuff. As I said, next time, either tomorrow or Thursday, just kind of keep an eye out for the Go Live announcement. Tomorrow, Thursday, we're going to be doing Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. I have the disc. It's been waiting for literal months, maybe even a year for me to actually play it. It's been sitting on my shelf. So, Thousand-Year Door is going to be coming. We will do Evolution 2 eventually, but I think Thousand-Year Door is going to take up until Origami King comes out. And then, you know, if you guys do want to have one of those more roundtable discussions, if there's topics that you want me to talk about, go into the Discord, and I will make a new Discord, sub-Discord thing, category, something, where we can put in topics to talk about. We can all join in. So I'll go ahead and toss those into the general chatting section, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate y'all.